This is John Edlin with Edlin Tornado Shelters, tornado survivor, and today I'm going to tell you the myth that almost cost me my life. It was a typical Monday on March 2nd, 2020, and my wife and I just put the kids down for bed. They're 5 and 7 at the time, and we got ready to watch the 10 o'clock news. And we were living in Nashville, Tennessee at the time, and we loved watching the meteorologist there. Her name was Danielle Breezy, which I feel like if you have a last name like Breezy, you got to become a meteorologist. And she's always happy and excited about things. So she was talking about how it's going to be a beautiful spring, and it was already starting to kind of feel like spring. She did mention there was a chance of severe weather, but not a big chance that night. And so she was just kind of moved on with what she was talking about with the weather. But my wife looked at me and said, "John, what would we do if there was a tornado tonight?" And I said, "Oh, babe," I said, "don't worry about it. Nashville tornadoes are weak. They skip on hills. Nothing to worry about, right?" And those were my almost famous last words, because at 1 a.m. that night, just 3 hours later, I get that alarm on my phone that says, "Tornado warning, seek shelter immediately." And even then, I kind of thought again, Nashville tornadoes, I'm sure they're pretty weak and would just skip on the hills. And literally, our house was in a valley, and so it should just skip right on the hills. So I almost went back to bed, but I decided to go ahead and turn on the TV, and there was Danielle Breezy again, and she was not in a good mood. She was saying, "Oh my gosh, like there's a tornado on the ground in downtown Nashville." And our house was in Donelson at the time and was just about 10 miles directly east of Nashville. And so I thought, if that tornado that's on the ground, weak or not, comes towards us and doesn't skip the hills, we should probably go ahead and seek shelter. So we did. We got into the innermost part of our house. And as soon as I got the kids there, it only took about 5 minutes for it to get from downtown Nashville to directly over our house. And when it did, it made my ears pop. It broke all the windows in the house, and glass was everywhere, and wind and insulation was just coming at us with the most intense amount of wind possible, sucking us back and forth, back and forth. I'm literally on top of my 7-year-old daughter, trying to hold her down so that we don't get sucked out by the tornado. My wife was holding my 5-year-old son, and we were all just there in shock, not really even saying anything, just in shock that this tornado was strong and it did not skip over the hills, and it was literally right on top of us. And as soon as I felt like it was going to suck me out of the house, it stopped. And I looked around, and thankfully everybody was okay. But I opened up the door to my daughter's bedroom, and the walls were gone, the ceiling's gone. I opened up the door to my wife and I's bedroom, ceiling's gone, walls are gone. We had been directly hit by an EF3 tornado. It did not skip over the hills. And honestly, my belief in that myth almost cost us our lives. So I wrote a book called Tornado Survival Guide back in March of this year. It took me 5 years to put it together, and it covers things like the 10 myths that you believe about tornadoes. Obviously, the one that I believe, that it would skip on hills, but there's others. There's that it can't cross a river. There's one that you should go under an underpass when the tornado hits. All of those not great ideas and could literally cost you your life. So I'd encourage you to get my book, Tornado Survival Guide. Get that book. It's on Amazon, link below. Also, you can hear more about my story and other things that I recommend, like how to put together a tornado go bag, which is something I didn't have that I wish I would have. And then also where to go. Where's the safest place during a tornado? So check out those 2 videos. Go ahead and buy the book. It's $5. It's an easy, quick read. I made it that way on purpose, so it wouldn't be anything that would be too much for somebody to take on. But you can literally read it in about 15 minutes. But it will prepare you for this tornado season, and I hope that it's a blessing to you, and hopefully you never have to go through something like that. But at least when there's a tornado warning or a tornado watch or a severe chance, right? Like, let's make sure that we're taking it seriously and not believing the myths. Thanks so much.